undisputed.
We finally got a lead change in this Heat Celtics series. Good morning, everybody, and welcome into Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Hi, guys.
I told you I saw you coming in there. I was way in Baltimore. It's all him coming.
Really?
Yep, sure did. Sure did.
You got me. I got bamboozled because yesterday the Miami Heat upgraded Tyler Hero to questionable for last night. Wouldn't questionable mean he'd at least dress for last night?
He did dress.
He didn't dress last night, and my team, the Heat, figuratively got undressed, as in exposed by your Boston Celtics. So congratulations, you finally won a bet.
Finally
won a bet. I congratulate you.
Go to win another one, too, on Friday night.
Really?
I told you go come here. I told you, I said, Skip, get some ginger ale and saltine crackers. Have Ernestine to pick that up, because your stomach's going to be hurting.
I'm just fine.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I do, because this series is way over.
No.
And all I know is my team lasted longer than both of your two finals picks lasted.
Whoa.
My team lasted this far, my Miami Heat, because you picked Phoenix and Milwaukee, and they're long gone. They're with Lagon.
Yeah.
They're in Cancun.
They're about to be with Kadun.
Oh,
Everybody about to be gone.
Well, Kadun lasted into the playoffs as opposed to Lagon.
Swept. You know he's the only team to get swept with the best player on it. How'd that happen?
LeBron missed the play-in tournament.
Hey,
How'd that happen?
Don't worry about LeBron.
Well,
LeBron ain't bothering nobody.
That is a fact. Here we go.
All right, Shannon, to quote you yesterday, you predicted the Celtics would win by at least 8. Well, they won by 13. Thanks to a big second half. 93-80 was your final score last night. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown combined for 47 points for the Celtics. Jimmy Butler held to 13 for the Heat. Boston now has a 3-2 series lead. Shannon, put your analyst hat on. What's the biggest reason the Celtics won?
Well, the Celtics stopped turning the ball over. And we've seen this throughout the series, Skip. It's really difficult for the Heat to score points unless they can turn you over and get easy buckets in transition. Well, in the first quarter, Jaylen Brown picked up where Jaylen Brown left off, turning the ball over. What did they have? They had 10 first-half turnovers. They had 5 in the second half. They had 6 in the first quarter. So now, all of a sudden, Miami can get easy buckets, plus offensive rebounding. They had 5 offensive rebounds, so you get easy second-chance points. Now, Boston cleaned that up in the second half, and they played defense. You see Robert Williams closing out on three-point shots. You tell me that Miami Heat is the best three-point shooting team.
I don't tell you they were.
I can't tell.
Yeah. Well, what do the stats tell you? Help me out. What do the stats tell you? Who was number 1 in three-point shooting in the league?
The stats tell me they missed 38 threes last night. They shot 15%.
What did the stats tell you about the regular season? Help me out. You said you tell me. No, the stats told you.
See? I told you what I told you.
Is your nose running?
Yeah.
Huh?
It tells me, Skip, is that you know and I know that playoff basketball...
They led the league in three-point shooting at 38%. Thank you. Go to your next point.
But...
Okay.
Playoff basketball and regular season basketball are entirely different.
Okay.
You can play the style, and you could possibly be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
They were.
But you better have more than one guy that can go get you a bucket, because when you get in the half-court set and you only got one guy that can really go create his own shot, and he happened to be gimpy, boy, you up a creek without a paddle. And that's what's going on right now, Skip. It is so difficult for the Miami Heat to score baskets. What is this? Okay, you get 19 in the first quarter, 23 in the second quarter, 16 in the third quarter, 22 in the fourth quarter.
Tell me when it's my turn.
Go ahead, your turn.
No, go.
Go ahead.
Well, you're asking me these questions, and I'm going to answer them.
Okay, go ahead.
All right? I will go. You know, Joel Embiid tweets last night, the Miami Heat need another star. Baloney, they need another star. They got one who has completely quit on them while acting like he's still playing, and that's Jimmy Butler. And baloney, they need another star. They have the freaking 6th man of the year sitting on the bench in street clothes. He averaged 21 points a game. Tyler Hero. Nobody comes off the bench and impacts a game better than Tyler Hero. He shot 40% from 3 during the regular season, and if he had been healthy last night, if he hadn't pulled his groin last night before last night's game, they win that game going away because your team stunk. For 2.5 quarters, your team stunk. And I got to say, up off the top, before I get into all the reasons that this game swung the way it did, this was as embarrassing an NBA playoff game as I have ever witnessed, and I have watched a whole lot more than you have. In the end, the NBA should be ashamed of both teams last night because in the first half, your Boston Celtics flat out stunk. Your man Jason Tatum, what was he in the first half? 1 for 9? 1 for 5 from 3. Jaylen Brown wasn't much better with 4 turnovers in the first half. Your dynamic duo stunk. This game went all the way deep into the third quarter with the Boston Celtics are begging the Heat, please just go ahead and win this game. And they missed and they missed and they missed. I want everybody to understand, to your point about 38 missed threes, would you believe that is the second most missed three-point shots in the history of the NBA playoffs by the team that shot the best from 3 in the regular season? I want you to think about that. The team that shot 38% from 3 in a home game 5, tied 2-2, the biggest game of the year by far. They missed 38 threes. It's only one off the all-time record for missed threes in a playoff game. Guess when it came? Remember what Chris Paul did when he got shipped out to Oklahoma City and he miraculously took the Thunder to the bubble playoffs? Remember that team?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a game 5. It was tied 2-2 with Houston in the bubble. And those Thunder missed 39. Only one more. Missed 39 threes because Lou Dort went 0 for 9 to quote-unquote lead them. They actually bounced back and won game 6 by making 14 three-point shots. But remember, the Oklahoma City Thunder that year ranked 17th in three-point shooting. This was an all-time abomination, embarrassment, humiliation for the Miami Heat at home. And I got to tell you, that third quarter got so bad that that has to rank as the worst third quarter in the history of Miami Heat playoff basketball. There's been nothing like they shot 1 for 14 from 3 just in the third quarter. And your team is gagging its guts out saying, please take this game. Please take it. And I got to show you, the turning point of the game came on the sequence in which they keep getting offensive rebounds because P.J. Tucker actually played his little ass off last night. And what happened on one, if we could show this, this is about 8 minutes left in the third quarter. My man, Max Strus, who has come up big, shot big, played big for the Miami Heat. Can we see what Strus did on 2 shots in the same possession with an offensive rebound in between? This is the game right here. They're up 1. They're still up 1 with 8 minutes left in the third. Way short, and P.J. Tucker tips it back out, and Strus says, I got another one. And he misses it again, and Spo yanks him, and he went to the locker room. I don't know if he's hurt too. I don't know. He went straight to the locker room, never to be seen again. And that was the end of the Heat as we knew, and I loved them. This thing is so over because this is a troubled basketball team revolving around a Jimmy Butler who last night, it's really been 2.5 games, he has quit on this team. He plays, but he's such a shrewd operator that he plays just well enough to get by, where it looks like he's still out there trying, but he's really not trying because he missed 18 shots last night. That's impossibly bad for a guy who was averaging 35 a game in the first 2 games of this series, who was averaging 30 points a game in the first 12 games of this playoff run. And all of a sudden, he's only scoring 9 points a game in the last 3, and he failed to show in the second half of game 3 at Boston. He just wouldn't play. Is his knee that bad? I don't know. When he's playing, he looks fine, but he doesn't even try to score while he's playing. And when he does get an open shot, he clanks it. And we don't need to see all 18 right now, but I just got to show everybody the game is still hanging in the balance. Could we just see the 2 air balls that Jimmy Butler shot to start the fourth quarter? This is when I said, this is it. Something has gone completely wrong here. Here's Jimmy Butler. He gets a wide open 3, and he missed that by about 3 feet short. This is Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy. And then he gets another jumper, pretty wide open, and he misses it 3 feet long. And I'm saying, wait a second. Compared to games 1 and 2, Jimmy Butler is looking more like Alfred the Butler. Seriously, where he's just completely lost it. Playoff Jimmy, as I was calling him, is now way off Jimmy because it looks like he can't even play basketball anymore because even on open shots, he just looks up and clanks it, and it starts to look like he doesn't even care to try to make a basket. And because of that, because of Bam Adebayo, who has been a driving force for them in Game 3 when they went and stole a game to make this series 2-1, Bam goes 31-10-6 at Boston. Last night, the crowd is rising up every time he touches the basketball like, oh, like, go, shoot, attack, do something. He's an all-star. Bam Adebayo, just do something.
Yep.
And he was afraid to even try to shoot.
But he gave you what he normally gives you in the regular season, which is 18-10.
Well,
that was an anomaly game 3 when he gave you 31-13. That's an anomaly. That's not what he is.
No, he's been that his whole career.
No.
In big games, he comes up big for this team.
But he's not a 31-13 guy. You're making it seem like he's Nikola Jokic. He gave you what he's given you in his all-star seasons, which is 18-10. Yeah. He gave you that. When he got aggressive, the game was out of hand. I don't know, maybe it's my television, but if you watch these games, they've played 5 games. The Miami Heat has won 2 quarters. They won the 3rd quarter of Game 1. They won the 1st quarter of Game 3. Other than that, the Boston Celtics have dominated. When the Celtics don't turn the ball over, Miami gets blown off the court. And you watch the second half, 5 turnovers. Look at the run they went on. 10 points in the final in the 3rd quarter, the final 10 points, and then go on a 14-2 run. So a 24-2 run over about a 5-minute stretch. Why? Because you guys can't score in the half court. If you don't get easy shots, you've got one guy that can go create his own shot. The reason why they benched Duncan Robinson is because of his defense. Strus can't guard a park car with an Uzi. Who the hell he guarding? So now they put him in pick and roll. They put Kyle Lowry in pick and roll. Man, Kyle Lowry looks like a shell of himself. He looks like a shell of himself. So now all they do...